Yeah.
And then we haven't loaded our website stuff yet.
Oh, we haven't.
So that'll probably do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Brooke?
Yeah, we'll get on that. We'll talk to Brooke. Get that going.
Right.
Yeah. Brooke is in the building, just not in the
Yep.
room physically with us.
She's working on stuff.
Yeah.
Like our website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She better be.
Right?
See, that's a problem. I have to watch the baby in order for her to be able to get work done. So.
Well, who's watching the baby now then?
Oh, crap.
We forgot.
3 dogs, maybe. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Don't call child services. It's a joke.
No, yeah. Right. I think Keaton's mom is watching him.
In-laws.
The in-laws, yes.
Yeah.
Soon to be in-laws.
Second-rate grandparents.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh
gosh, I hope Keaton or his parents don't listen to this.
Oh,
that's not how we
they
feel.
get it. They know it. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. No, oh
They're
my
awesome.
gosh.
They're good peeps. Yeah. Okay, so hey, Cindy says I'm broing out today.
He is. Look at that backwards
I got
hat.
my backwards hat. And,
Hair's a flowing.
We're gonna do sports talk today.
What sport?
Well, we got baseball, we got basketball.
Oh, speaking of basketball, tell him your basketball story.
My basketball story. Wait, what basketball story?
Where you killed the janitor.
Yeah. Okay, I was thinking something else.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, so
He
let's just
just
get right
told
into
me
it. I
this.
did. But then I had another story in my head that I wanted to tell.
Well, let's tell the first story first because it's horrible.
Okay, yeah. So what brought this story on when Sydney was in here, there was a screwdriver, and I was trying to use it for something. And it made me remember this story. So back when I was, this was probably more like 15, not 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Used to go to let me start that over. Used to go to basketball camps all the time. So let me paint the picture. Here we go. We're going up the driveway.
Give me a tiny picture.
Okay, here's a quick picture. Gymnasium. You got goals on both ends, right?
There's like how many games going on?
Okay, well, when you want to do multiple games, then you open up the side goals and you start going that way, right?
Okay.
So there were multiple games going on. We were just doing pickup games.
Mm-hmm.
It was in between like lunch or something. I think it was right after lunch. Oh, had such a nice full.
Oh my
belly.
gosh!
Okay.
Food, carb loaded. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're playing, and well, there was a. I shouldn't be laughing, but there was a maintenance man who was working. Why do I have the giggles all of a sudden?
Because you are a horrible person. He murdered somebody.
I know,
and he's laughing about it.
I did not murder anybody.
You assisted.
Possibly. Okay, so okay. No, this is terrible. Can we restart this?
No, you have to go through it.
Okay, so he's up there working on the basketball goal. As a janitor, and so he's on the ladder, and he's got a screwdriver in his hand. And meanwhile, he's on the main goal, and we're playing on the side goals. So we're going by the ladder, and he's like, just be careful, don't go into the ladder, blah blah blah. Well, sure enough, one of the kids backed up into the ladder as he's running backwards, knocked the ladder out. The guy fell down, but the screwdriver went into his head. And why am I telling this story again?
Because you wanted it on the podcast, and I am assisting.
So I just remember standing above him, and just the pool of blood just kind of
getting real big,
and the sound of his breathing, like a labor, like, and he was out. Like, I mean, he may have been conscious, but he wasn't like speaking, of course.
So how far, like, is this handle like to his head, or is it like sticking out a little bit?
Well, it was on the ground, so thankfully I didn't have to see it in his head, but like it was underneath his head. Yeah, and so called the ambulance. The update that they gave us was that he was in stable condition, and
But he never returned to work.
Yeah, we did not see him back up there.
So maybe he died, maybe he didn't. Hopefully he wasn't a veggie.
I know. Yeah. Ugh. So that was terrible. And it's
my
questionable.
butt is so puckered right now.
Yeah. It's questionable whether I threw the pass that was going to that kid or not. I don't think I did, but There was a pass that was sent to that kid, and he was kind of backing up to catch it. I don't think I threw the pass. I think I was on the left wing. He was on the right wing. The point guard was coming in. Oh, God, no.
I know.
Memory is horrible.
I feel like you had a lot, I guess not a lot, but like too many memories like that, because you said like when you were 10, you heard a boom and the guy across the street like shot himself in the car.
Yeah.
And you couldn't like see, but you could kind of see like shadows.
Oh, I could see
stuff.
the silhouette of him.
Yeah,
Up
like slumped over
onto the car horn,
but
and the horn just going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like at a young age, you saw a lot of things that most people don't.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There'll probably be a few more that get dredged up as we do the podcast.
Right, let's keep digging.
Yeah, let's keep digging. Let's keep getting in there.
Now I'm trying to think through. I'm like, did I see anybody die?
Yeah. I mean, it's not something I'd recommend
Yeah.
going to look for.
I didn't do that by choice.
Yeah. So, there's that.
Where did we go from here?
Where we go from... And we started off like this.
I know.
Yeah.
I have a shirt that says, "Don't worry, it gets worse."
That should be... that needs to be the title of this episode, probably.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so from there, let's just go to the weekly roundup.
We have a weekly roundup?
Yeah, let me get the intro music.
Do we?
Yeah, here it goes. Weekly roundup time. Here we go.
I like how we have a whole song and it's just one note.
Yeah, some of the best songs.
That's true.
Is it?
No.
So, weekly roundup. Man, we came in here, we were blazing with just like stories and thoughts, at least I was.
Yeah.
Of stuff I want to talk, and now I'm like drawing blanks on what even has happened.
Because Chris just admitted to assisting in a murder, so that definitely puts a damper on some things.
It does. So, yeah, Eric's gone. How about that?
Yeah, let's just tell the world that it's just me. Thanks.
For how long?
I'm not telling anybody. He's coming back tonight.
There you go. By the time you hear this podcast, Eric will be back. He's on a bro trip, right?
Yeah, he's on a dude trip. They went to the Bourbon Trail in Louisville. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah. They're not gonna like get crazy. They're trying to like go to all the ones that they like really want to go to.
That's what he said. He's like, honey, I'm
fine.
Not going
one of his
crazy.
friends
I'm going to taste the bourbon.
Yeah. One of his friends just retired though.
Like, how old is he?
Mid-30s.
Oh, good
like
for him.
36.
Nice.
Yeah.
I met one of those. He was I think the richest guy I knew.
Yeah.
And I could also see him getting bored pretty
well,
quick.
he has a backup like retirement job, or a company that he's gonna start.
That's awesome.
So
yeah. What did he do? What allowed him to retire? What was his job?
So he was in tech protection kind of stuff. So once he graduated, he started out working for the NSA doing like contract like super tight-lipped stuff like he still cannot talk about.
Yeah.
I know
but
Eric.
we can. And we can speculate.
Eric had to get interviewed by like the FBI or something about him because he was one of his like good friends from high school, knew him way before everything. So that was interesting.
Is his name Edward?
No.
Snowden?
We've talked about him though, and like what his thoughts were. He's like, no, he's a bitch. I'm like, okay.
You keep that shit secret.
Right?
Hey, I'm thankful for you, Edward.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that I'm glad that it's confirmed that we're being spied on all the time.
Right. But anyways, so right, let's do our water sounds.
Yep. It's kind of relaxing. We could do what's that called? Where it's just
water
sounds.
whistle. Oh, ASMR.
Yeah. Okay, so he's on this trip with a 35-year-old retiree.
Maybe 36.
With a shit ton of money and all kinds of time.
Yep.
And,
this is the friend
and
that lives in Colorado.
And they're just going to go there and just have some delicate bourbon tasting With like an 8 o'clock capper, maybe. And
No, like,
we'll
it's
get
not
started
like
the next
that.
day on a
It's
trail.
Like, no. So,
I didn't think so.
No,
it's not
it's
gonna
like-
be like that.
so this was the friend that we visited when we were in Colorado,
Yeah.
right? One of my favorite stories with this friend, his name is Brennan. So, it was like
Like,
the
that's lazy.
first,
Just
the
put the D in
first
it.
time.
No.
He will like cut your throat if
I'm
you
so
call
sorry.
him Brendan.
I know.
Or it's so funny. Or Brandon, like he's just like skin crawling.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. But one of his hobbies, like he's such like a random cool friend too. One of his hobbies, he's an acrobatic pilot.
Okay.
So,
cool. So he does
yeah.
like the air shows and stuff?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He used to do like compete and do a bunch of those like like the Red Bull races.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever like made it that high, but he would do races very similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is so cool.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my wife's cousins.
Mm-hmm.
They do that.
Yeah.
At least one of them. Well, both of them did.
Yeah. Super
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're these big, burly, redhead, bearded guys.
He's not
That's
a big and
perfect.
burly
Yeah.
or
These are the guys. They would be like the
headed. No.
not Iron Man challenge, but they call it something similar. Basically,
Okay.
like a gauntlet of running through stuff.
yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
So what else does he do? I don't know. He just
Yeah.
kind of does whatever the fuck he wants to because he can.
Exactly. Yeah.
But so then after he worked for the NSA, he moves to California and he worked for Capital One
mm-hmm.
for a while doing like security stuff because clearly it's credit card security. And then he moved to California and started working for Lyft, doing a lot of their security. And then basically it got to the point where like, hey, we're going to have to do some cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Either you can choose to retire now or 3 other people have to lose their job. So it was kind of like a shitty situation, but it's
Right.
like I was planning on doing this in the next year or two anyways.
Yeah.
Like at least this way I get a severance package kind of thing.
Good for him.
So, yeah. So now he's taken a few weeks off and planning on starting a kind of like an arcade video company, but he builds the arcade boxes and does it like really intricate wood stuff, and I'm probably explaining this way wrong.
No, I think we're there.
But-
I'm there visually, mentally.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he talked to his financial advisor, and it sounds like he might have a few like contacts to hook him up with like venture capitalists and like people who would. Yeah, so like this sounds really cool already. Like this is awesome.
Well, it sounds like what Caleb was talking about in episode 27. I made that.
But I know,
But
like
I think it was.
you might be right.
I think it was around.
Today's 30.
Oh, happy 30th!
Yeah.
Wow.
Our podcast has now hit their midlife crisis.
Oh my gosh.
No, I guess this
That's-
is too young.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's around 46. How old am
Yeah, about then. Yeah.
I? Yeah, so it's around 46.
Okay.
So, where was I going with that?
I don't know.
It's like what Caleb
Crazy
was
ideas?
saying. Yeah. Just, the why not people.
Yeah.
You get the why people, and then you get the people like, well, why not?
Yeah, he's definitely
Why
a
not
why
try
not.
that?
Yeah.
Why not talk to my financial advisor? That's how you...
Yeah, he's also into rock climbing. I forgot about that.
Wow.
So he does a lot of like really random
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, he's super fun.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, but yeah, I was talking to his girlfriend, and she's like, I feel like I should do something special for the guys on this trip, like send something or have something delivered to the guys' Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
I was like what? Like, what are you thinking of? And she's like, well, what if I send a stripper? I was like,
What a
I feel
girlfriend.
like that would be funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they would be like prepared for it, for one, and then
No.
a couple of the guys that are going are so backwards that I almost want you to do it,
Right.
so that I could hear about their like terribly awkward reaction.
I think it is very awkward anyway. A
Yeah.
stripper.
Yeah,
And especially like in a setting like that. Like in college, it's different. You're just like, whoa,
yeah.
yay.
But then when you're a grown ass man,
You're like, hey, we're all grown men sitting around with this, stranger who's taking everything off, and I don't know,
Right?
How excited do you guys want me to look for you? Like,
Right?
You're just like, I feel like
Ugh.
these little kiddies want to hunker down and,
right?
I mean,
I want to pitch my tent in private,
slap,
thank you.
know, but, you're just kind of like,
Yeah.
That's me, though. There are some people who are just, like, that's their comfort zone.
They don't care. Yeah.
They're like, this is what I was meant to do. Sit here, get stripped on.
Get stripped.
Man.
But yeah, so I don't think that's happening, but if it did, that would be so funny.
Do you want to hear my stripper story?
I think you told me your stripper story.
Nah, this is a new one.
Okay.
Oh, an old one, but a new one to you.
a new one, but an old one.
An oldie but a goodie. Okay, so this was back in college.
Okay.
When I was 10 years old. So I met this girl on spring break. Second year in a row, I met a girl, and then she flew to see me.
Whoa!
So she's from Jersey. She was cool. I can't remember. Gloria. That was her name. Gloria. So we went to... She came to see me. That's when I was going to Marion College in Indianapolis.
Okay.
And Marion College is in, rough part of town. So,
I did not know.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So, you get used to going to the rough places.
Mm-hmm.
And one place nearby that we'd go bowling. And it was a bowling alley / strip club. Which, the stripping is going on right there. I know. And so we're there, and she decides she wants to get up there and strip.
And you're like, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm a little bit of, yes and no. Like,
do it
that's
just
cool.
For me when we get back later.
It's just like, everybody else is gonna see this, but anyway,
this is for me. Damn it.
Insecurities and stuff as a budding man,
Insecurities over somebody else.
Well,
right.
Your date or whatever.
Yeah.
Doing that. So anyway, so she was up there. She had the pasties on.
Okay. Well, she came prepared?
No, I think they supplied her with pasties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe just ripped one off somebody else and put them on her. I'm not sure.
Because they're just suction cups.
Yeah, I bet you some do a little suction cupping. That's how it's pronounced. For when they come out, maybe they're a little more, bling. You know what I mean? Like
I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Like you take the suction cup.
Uh-huh.
It can draw up the blood, if
Okay.
you put it on your body and make things, like it makes your lips...
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of a penis pump?
Well, okay,
Is that what you're talking about?
I guess basically a penis pump for nipples.
Yeah, it's called a breast pump. And you feed your kids with it.
Okay.
Yeah!
Now we're getting to the bottom of it. So, the one stripper had to pump anyway, so she took her pasties off.
Pretty much.
On a date.
Oh my gosh.
And so she gets up there, and there was this one guy at the stage, just watching, who was just way too into it. And he...
Did you punch him?
No. He had an eye patch. He had a cane.
Oh, no.
I know, it was that guy.
That's like the creepiest thing.
I know. And I'm sitting there, and he's just like, and he's like trying to get handsy and stuff. And
you're just sitting there with his cane smacking his hand.
And I yell at him. I say, if you fucking touch her, I'm going to take that cane and poke out your good eye.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And this is Chris trying to be mean to somebody.
I know. I can't.
It's always just funny.
I know. I've been in probably since an adult, I've been in 0 fights that I can remember. And, but altercations, plenty. But I'm just
diffuse
dickhead.
with humor.
I know. I'm just just sarcastic and just throwing out jokes. And I don't know. But
I'm going to poke your eye out with your cane. Your good eye.
Yeah, your good eye. Not the one that's already been poked out. He probably started with just a cane and then was doing the same thing, and somebody poked out one eye.
And now it's time for the second one.
Time for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Yeah. But,
nice.
So, I don't know. Ask him if he's going bowling, maybe. Ask Eric if he's going bowling.
He won't. I doubt he'll go bowling.
Well, if there's a strip club.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, apparently, I was on the phone with one of the other guys' wives, So this was super fun. So my good friend from high school, I hooked up on a blind date with Eric's good friend from high school, and now they're married. So I'm like, this is the perfect situation for us, right? Yeah. So I called her today because I knew she wasn't working. And she's like, oh yeah, Greg texted me last night when he got there just to say, hey, I made it. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's an active shooter barricaded in a building 5 blocks from us.
Oh crap.
It's like, why would you say that?
Yeah.
Like, did Eric tell me? Absolutely
No.
not. He did not say that because he doesn't want to worry me. His I don't have super high anxiety. She does. It's like,
oh, okay. So he's like, hey, honey, guess what?
First day on their trip. Hey.
Oh, my.
It's like, oh, no.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah.
An active shooter. And where are they at? You say Louisville?
Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? How do you pronounce the
Lua.
capital of Kentucky? Is it Louis or Louisville?
That's not the capital, is it?
Ah, that's the joke. You're supposed to say it, and I'll be like, no, it's pronounced Frankfurt.
I don't think it's Frankfurt either.
I'm pretty certain it's Frankfurt. At least that's how the joke goes. So I
It's
don't
like,
know if
where's
it's
my
really...
phone? There's my phone.
Yeah.
I can't
We're
Google
gonna
it.
assume it's Frankfurt.
I was thinking it was like Lexington, because Frankfurt, I think, is tiny, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's Frankfurt.
Well, that's where they're staying, is Frankfurt. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well then, there you go. Huh.
Yeah. Anyways.
Why'd you say Louisville then?
Because it's close to Louisville, and most of the bourbon trails in Louisville, where a lot of them are like outside. So they're staying in Frankfurt because a lot of the like Buffalo Trace was a big one that they wanted to go to. Mm-hmm. Like I think Four Roses, some other ones that I can't remember.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, how's real estate treating you? Anyway,
right.
let's get our 2 minutes of real estate talk.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It seems like it's
Oh, I learned what a crack pipe was for the first time.
Oh, that's right.
Did I tell you about this?
I don't think you said it on air. You told me, but I don't think you.
Okay, well, if this is a repetitive story, so good. But yeah, I saw a crack pipe for the first time, and it was interesting.
What'd you think?
I had no idea that that's what it was. Did I see it? Yeah.
What'd you think it was?
I thought it was, you know those bulbs that you put water in and then you flip it and you put it in a plant to slow water the plant? I thought it was a mini size of those. Mm-hmm. Boy, was I wrong.
Like, what would be the point of one of those? Like, you're getting
That's true!
an ounce of water.
Maybe it was like a bonsai. I don't know, that just needed like a drip a day.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
This is how, not into drugs. I was really cool in high school, by the way, you guys.
Now, are you sure it was a crack pipe, or was it just a normal smoking bowl? I don't really know what the difference is.
I didn't know what a crack pipe was, so, like, smoking bowl?
Yeah.
What?
I don't think that's what they're called either.
Yeah.
But, where you just smoke marijuana out of it.
Spoon?
No, you don't smoke marijuana out of a spoon. You have
Can
so
you do
much
crack
sugar.
out of a spoon?
I think you
Or is that
heat
just
up
heroin?
The crack.
And shoot it?
And shoot it. Or you got to heat up the heroin, I believe. And shoot it. Crack, you're using the crack pipe to heat it up. And smoke it.
But then you heat it up to smoke it?
Well, how else? Smoke
I don't
comes from
know.
Fire, right? You got to have a little bit of fire to have smoke. Right? Think about it.
Why would you melt it in the spoon, though?
Well, that's heroin.
Oh. I don't know. How do you do meth? Can you tell me, how
I
you
might have been
ingest
explaining
drugs?
how to do meth for
I don't know
crack.
how to do.
Yeah. Well, for those listeners who know how to do
Because,
meth,
is crack's cocaine, right?
Crack
cocaine?
is cocaine.
So you would just crush it up and snort it then, right?
No. It's a different version of cocaine. It's to where you smoke it. That is the most generic answer I could give you.
My face right now, I'm just like, what?
Okay, yeah. Well, let's figure all this out right now. What else do you need to know?
Everything. I have so many questions.
Okay. Yeah.
So meth is like crystal, because crystal meth.
Right.
There's crack rock, so that's got to be like a chunk of something.
Yeah.
Coke is a powder.
I'm gonna stop like.
Is heroin a
even
powder that
telling
you
what they are,
melt?
and you just tell me what you think everything is.
Okay, so heroin is a powder that you melt in a spoon
Okay.
and then suck it up
Yeah,
and shoot it in your elbow,
in your elbow.
like on the
Yeah, in the middle, in
the elbow pit. Yeah.
All right. And what do you think about ecstasy? What do you think?
That's a pill.
Okay. What do you think of Molly?
Is Molly like a tainted type of weed?
It is right now.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's a pill.
Oh, okay.
And let's see what else we got. We've already gone through the heroin. We've gone through the crack.
Yeah.
We've gone through our cocaine.
Crocaine.
Yeah, that's when you get high on cocaine.
Crocaine.
You pay croquet.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, not
You
gonna
get
lie,
about
that
30
sounds
leaves in
so
about 5
fun.
minutes. I know, right?
Like I've only ever smoked pot like a handful of times. Like I'm just not into like trying this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like for some reason, just like based off of descriptions and what I've seen in movies, I feel like Coke would be my jam. Like
You would get so much shit done.
I would be so productive.
All right, so
Maybe I just need Adderall. I don't know.
Well, okay. So my I'll name names.
Okay.
My wife's brother.
Yeah.
He was a pharmacist in Chicago,
Okay.
and so I'd go up there and help him. He had this little condo in Lincoln Park area.
Woo!
Yeah, it was cool, but it was tiny. Like his condo was barely bigger than this room.
Okay.
And at the time that was like 2005 or something. He paid like $150,000 for it.
Yeah.
But,
that's not bad.
Yeah. So I go there and help him with stuff, and it would be a steady diet of Adderall, and then at night there was a little bit of cocaine in there. And we got so much shit done.
I bet.
Oh my god!
Like
I could
this
only
is
go
a
through
side of Chris I never knew existed.
Yeah, well, it was all in order to get things done.
Right? I mean, take one
Plus,
for
he's
the
a
team.
pharmacist, and
Yeah, I'm sure he dosed you perfectly.
Yes. So yeah, we got a lot done. Yeah, and okay. So before I forget, because
Okay.
I did have another story.
There's sneak attack drugs that I need to like.
No.
what
We're
they
moving
are.
to a different subject. So this is next segment here. Home slice is flubs or just
Flubs.
major fuck ups.
Okay, time out. How did we get from like state of the market to drugs? Oh yeah,
It's
Never mind.
home slice. That's what
yeah.
it is.
Because I saw a crack pipe at a shop.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, real estate quickly led to crack pipe, which led to drugs. So next segment. That was our real estate segment. Thank
Very
you.
short. I saw a crack pipe.
I had
Cool.
a realtor reach out to me yesterday, Alec Williams, name dropping. He asked me if I could share the podcast with him. He was like in a spa or something. He's like, I want to listen to something.
He was at a spa?
No, I think it was a sauna. Let's sauna. And I said, I was like, oh Lord, good luck. I said, there's hardly any real estate talk on here. But now we have it.
We claim to be a real estate podcast because this is what we normally do.
Yeah.
But this is just a side project where we
Don't have to
think
do
that it's
real estate.
productive, but really it's just an excuse to dick around.
Yes. Well, our real estate segment was about drugs, basically.
Yep.
Okay. Next segment here on Home Slice.
Right.
Major fuck ups. Okay. So this one, I'm gonna go back about 5 or 6 years to set a precedent for this.
Oh my gosh.
One
This
event
is
that
gonna
happened
take
to me
like
yesterday.
20
Possibly,
million
but that's why
days.
we have an hour. All right.
We're already halfway through the hour.
Okay. So,
Okay, now shut up, Sam.
back before I was a realtor, and in between bricklayer, I was a park director, and
Which we know. You unclogged many a toilets.
oh, that's right. I just did it last episode.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so one of my summer help was this kid I knew who he was the same age as Brooke, my daughter.
Okay.
And he was dating a friend of Brooke's, And and so he was texting that girl, his girlfriend's dad, about something. And then after he got done texting, he's like, says to us guys, he's like, oh, God, that guy's a real dickhead, and he fucking hates me. He's like, I can't do anything right in his eyes. And then we talk about it for a little bit. And then he looks up from his phone. He's like, his face is just ghost.
I was say he butt dialed him, didn't he?
He did an audio message of what he just said and then sent it to him.
No.
Yes.
Sorry, that got real
It
loud.
did, but it was worth it. Yeah. Said he sent it to him.
Oh,
yeah. And
no.
so he was just like, his world was shattered, for that night. I don't think anything ever came of it. But, that was a big fuck up. So, yesterday, I was texting my client, who's on edge all the time. Or, just always expecting the worst.
Yeah.
But,
calling you every day when you don't have anything to report kind of thing.
Yeah. And I get it, to a point.
It's a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's gone wrong on this house. It was the
gosh.
manufactured
How-
house.
okay. Yeah.
It was the manufactured house that was built in.
That my people wanted to buy but
Yeah.
couldn't buy because their financing was wrong, and
It's just been a tough house
Yeah.
to sell because of the age, government regulations.
what's the deal? It can't be sold if it's before that 75 day or
Yeah,
76
in
day?
1975, that's when the federal law was passed, where it just made it standard practice on how you were to build a manufactured home.
So because there's no standards,
And it was on June 15th, I believe, 1975.
okay.
And so any house built prior to that, any manufactured home that was manufactured prior to that,
can't be on a government backed
can't be on a government-backed loan, can't have any like PMI or anything like that.
Oh, even on a conventional loan, it can't have
On a
PMI?
conventional loan, like
So
different
wait,
banks
it
can
can
do different things.
So it can be like a FHA loan as long as they pay
It
a big
can't-
down payment.
It cannot be a Fannie Mae loan at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
those are
conventional
out.
only,
Conventional only.
plus 20% or more down.
And most of them, you had to be a conventional loan in like one of these small banks that kept their loans in house.
Oh.
Yeah, because the other ones they just sell them off, and they can't sell them.
Which I didn't realize this. I thought PEFCU always kept theirs, which PEFCU is a local bank to Lafayette.
Yeah,
Or I guess credit union. But I thought PEFCU always kept theirs, but what they do is they sell them off, but then they keep the servicing. So
I see.
it looks like on the consumer side that they keep them.
Yeah,
It's like, sneaky,
interesting.
sneaky.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, so I just texted him about something that's going on,
Yeah.
and I put the phone down because there was an issue going on that we didn't know the answer to yet, and I just texted him about it. And
Because you're supposed to close like this week, aren't you?
we were supposed to close last week, and then we were supposed to be this Friday, and
Yeah.
now it's next week.
So, are you able to say what's pushing it off?
There's
Something with their
two
financing?
transactions involved in this. So,
Oh.
so it's his buyers have to sell their home, and their buyers are having issues. That's what it boils down
So that's the worst part because there's
Yeah.
nothing that you guys can do.
Yeah.
You just have to like white knuckle it.
to. Well,
like,
the biggest issue, what happened was
Yeah.
that buyer had his girlfriend write the earnest money check, and it was an FHA loan.
oh, so now they can't track it, and there's no.
But it took them forever to figure that out. Like, that's usually...
That's something that you do within the first week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like their lender sucks.
Yeah. I'm going to give that a positive
Now I want to know.
thumbs up. I'll tell you later. Okay, so I was texting him about, the deal. I put the phone down, and I say to Sarah, I'm like, so it doesn't help when you have a high-strung client and everything seems to be going wrong also. And then I look down my phone and I see, the message I typed up for him didn't send. So I hit send. And then I look at him like, oh no! It did talk to text, and word for word what I had said. Or I think what I actually said was like,
I feel like this is worse than the kid and the girlfriend
is.
thing. Like, because you're supposed to be a professional.
I know.
And now you're like, talking shit about your client.
And texting him like when I'm saying this shit. At least I'm not doing it behind his back. But
it better go through or you're gonna be fired.
But do you know that you can delete messages now? No. Yeah. You just hold on the one that you sent and it'll give you options and you can click
I've seen
unsend.
where something says like edited.
You can unsend it.
It's like, where's my phone? It's videoing us.
Like it happened and I saw it and I freaked out and I was like, Sarah, I was like doing the old jump up and down like, what is happening? I can't believe I just said that. And she's like, delete it. You can delete them. And I'm like, and so I did it. And then me and him were texting after that. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this podcast. I didn't mean it in such a way. I mean, he's on edge for a reason. Everything has gone wrong for this with this. But it just did not come off. It came off probably how it was meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like in your down moment that you thought was a down private moment was not a down private.
Yeah. Just trying to crack a slight joke and.
I know I've said this about 5 times this episode so far, but my butt is so puckered right now because that makes me so nervous. I've had a mess up like that where it wasn't quite like that, but like I had a client who had a more secretive job and I was trying to figure it out, and Eric and I were like, what if it's this? What if it's that? Well, come to find out, he's a pilot for some of the big wigs at Purdue. And it's like, clearly that's why, because they have important people on board. They don't want to tell everybody what their schedule is because, safety.
Yeah.
So I found out at a showing what he did, and I was like texting Eric. I was like, oh man, I found what he did. And then I ended up texting that to the client. And he's like, hey, this is supposed to be, it's fine. Gosh. It's fine if you tell your husband, but like, I really don't want this spread around too much. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It was just my husband. I'm not telling anybody else that.
Yeah.
I sent him a $10 Starbucks card because I felt so bad.
That took care of it, I can imagine.
I mean,
he was
kind of creepy too. So, like, I started showing him, like, $65,000 condos.
Yeah.
And then he ended up buying, like, almost 250 new build. So I'm like, it turned out pretty okay.
Yeah.
That was right in the middle of COVID. And instead of wearing, like, the old school mask, he was wearing, like, the big, like, Darth Vader dust collector thing, wearing gloves and safety glasses. I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna kill me and dispose of my body somewhere. And he's a pilot.
Not to tell people what I do.
Right? But then he's going to like. I mean, he's transient. His job is transient. I think he has his own plane. He can go anywhere. And then to top it off, he wasn't married or anything. Like, just very meticulous type of person. I could totally see him being a murderer.
Yeah.
And somehow I did not get murdered.
And because that $10 gift card.
It had to have been. Starbucks.
That seems low.
Starbucks saved my life.
Apology. They give it like a little $5 one.
But also, that was like right when I was starting.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, I didn't have money to do like, here's $1,000, I'm so sorry, let me pay for your earnest money. No, I'm not doing that shit.
Closing gifts when you first start or any kind of like little extra gift, it's like, oh my God, why am I putting out money?
Yeah.
I haven't earned anything.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It's...
Yeah.
But then you get to the point where you're in it for a couple of years and you start a podcast and then you start dropping hundreds of dollars on stickers.
Right.
On a podcast that's not making money.
Yeah.
Because why not? It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Yeah. And putting songs on Spotify.
Yep. It's great. It's a good time now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can always tell when the market's slow.
Yeah.
People do podcasts, people write songs.
Right. People make stickers, people dig around.
Yeah.
It's fine. They move, if you guys didn't know. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Which we still haven't gotten any questionable letters in the mail.
I've been thinking about that. And it's not that I don't want to do things outside of the podcast for the podcast. It's just that
I don't want to do things outside.
Do that.
I just don't do it.
But as the letter, I want it to be a collaborative effort. I think our listeners actually would do a better job. At least help me.
whatever. You're just trying to punch it off.
No. Like, I'll write it up. I'll do all the physical work, and I'll meld it into one cohesive document.
No, you won't. You're gonna put it into frickin'
I'm not gonna
the
copy
AI
and paste.
shit.
Well, I might do a little but I want more suggestions.
I think the one we got from
We got
Melissa was pretty
All right, let's take that.
detailed.
Let's take that and use it.
Okay.
I'm going for it.
Okay.
Why are you laughing like that? You don't think I will you? Do you?
No.
Okay,
No.
fine. Now I won't out of spite. No.
Now the whole joke is that you're waiting for a letter that will never come.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So
What if you get one and I'm like, and I didn't even send it?
I feel like you'll probably take that anyways. Be like, oh, I got one. It's like, I didn't send you
What'd
one.
you think?
I feel like you're gonna try to be like, I didn't do it, just to like
Oh, I
also
see,
freak
yeah.
me out.
Yeah.
So I don't believe you. It's always gonna be you. Nobody else is gonna do it.
All right, listeners. I'll give out her address.
You already did.
The entirety of it?
No.
Okay.
I think you were trying to. I was like, stop it.
You used to look it up on Beacon. So,
Quit telling him.
all right, were you going to say something? Were you going to pop into something?
So Eric's gone on his trip, and I like to read spooky books, and it's like, it's dark now. I need to stop reading because I'm in charge of
Yeah.
this shit.
So,
then-
okay, so like a scary book. I'm trying to think if I read a scary one that had me scared.
And let's be clear, what I read is more like thriller, not like horror
Okay.
type of stuff.
I was going to say, how do you do a jump scare in a book?
No.
And the cat ran. Ah! Oh, it's just a cat.
No, but
And
still,
then the
like,
murder. Ah.
but like your heart will race because it's like the anticipation of something happening.
Yeah.
It's like
I read one, and he was a popular one that would write thrillers. Does that narrow it down to anybody? But I do remember being like on edge and like, oh, this is good. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
yeah,
You can tell I read a lot of books.
I know.
I've read a lot of.
Yours
many
are more
books.
like self-help books. I
Yeah,
feel
I've
like.
read a
Yeah.
lot of those. The best self-help book
Yeah.
I read was one, and I've probably talked about this. One on lucid dreaming. I don't
Okay.
think you would count that as a self-help, but
I'm interested.
it worked.
I actually, as a kid, I feel like trained myself to lucid dream without knowing what I was doing. So if as a child I taught myself how to do that,
Yeah.
I could go places. But guess what? Here I am.
Well, we talked about this, episode 14.
You're just throwing shit out there now.
Where I had that dream as a kid, the recurring dream, the nightmare with the ghost. It was creeping up on the old lady, and I'd always wake up like it was a cartoon, of course, too. And he'd come up on the old lady, and every time I would wake up like right before he got to her, until I finally made myself stay asleep, and then she stood up and she beat him with her cane, and then that was the last time I had.
And that's why you want to poke a guy in the eyeball and his good eye
Ooh,
with
you're
a cane.
right.
Like it's just a childhood dream that you're connecting.
Oh, that would have felt so good. So yeah, lucid dreaming. Well, so you start with journaling,
Okay.
and this is typically like right after you wake up.
Sure.
So when you wake up, you can just don't get up right away. Don't grab your phone. Just kind of lay there and just try and like recollect what you can from your dreams. Write them down, and then throughout the day, these are really like the only two things I did. Throughout the day, you just remind yourself that you're awake. And one way to do that is by like looking at your hands and being like, "Are these real? Are these hands real?" And they're like, "Yeah."
That kind of reminds me of like Inception, that each person had a token. So like there was the top, they had like the chess piece that would flip over.
Yeah.
Like, anyways.
Yeah.
So you know what reality.
So you know
you're
what's
in.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the trick is you got to make it a habit.
Okay.
You know, you just so that every 15 minutes or so, you're
That's a lot.
well. I'm just making numbers up, but it becomes a habit to just keep reminding yourself to look down and look at your hands and be like, "Is this real? Yeah, it's real."
Yeah.
So after doing that for just a little while, I was able to know that I was in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And once you know you're in a dream, you can do anything.
Yeah.
The trick is to not forget that you're in a dream. Because then you start getting wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
And then you just get taken away.
Yeah.
But if you can keep reminding yourself that you're in a dream, then you can just keep doing whatever you want.
Okay.
And it's crazy. So like the things I was doing, I could walk through walls. I was making my hair grow by just pulling it with my hands, flying.
Okay.
And then just like when you start interacting with characters in your dreams, that's when you start to get lost in the dream.
Okay.
So yeah, and it was great. Like yeah.
Are you like out of practice with that now?
Yes. Yeah. Like I can barely remember my dreams now.
Yeah.
So I have to get back into practice to remember them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot of vivid dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I go through spells where I have a lot all together, like clustered together, and then it's like I don't dream for a while.
Yeah.
But then you know how you have those dreams like as you're first falling asleep, and then like something startles you, and then you like shake and wake yourself up and have to start over again. Those suck.
Do you ever have the dream and you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm going to get back into that dream. And then you try it and it just gets all fucked up. It's like, this is not even close to what I was enjoying.
Yeah.
Usually that was more like when I was a kid growing up. Few dreams that I didn't want to wake up from.
My God.
Oh, that speaking of which, that reminds me of my new song that I put together. I don't know if I want to release it.
Okay.
Like it was the first song I wrote.
Okay.
And it's childish.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's any fun to listen to.
So if I tell you this is shit, don't release it, will it hurt your feelings?
No, that's what I want to know.
Okay.
Should I don't know if I want to play it for the peeps. Just because
you do too.
I do, and I don't.
The idea, yeah.
Oh, Brooke was going to come in.
Yeah, she said the curtain was closed, so she got nervous.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna play a bit of it.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. This is called Hood Rats. It was my
for
first
your
song I
friends?
wrote. Yeah, kind of. Nah. It just kind of. We are. Yeah, my group of friends in our neighborhood. We call ourselves the Hood Rats, and it just kind of so happened that this is not about any of that, but it just kind of to them.
Yeah.
It's a good way to kind of tie it in.
Sure.
All right, here we go. I have drums. I feel like the beat's a little slow right now, too.
It feels a little off.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Is this about your wife?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's about, her name is Chris Wheeler. Chris Wheeler in 5th and 6th grade. She was a hood. I was a prep, apparently. And then this one's about... this is a varsity cheerleader when I was a middle schooler. And then my mom found out, and then she called her and told her not to date me.
What?
Yeah. So this part reminds me of not the dreaming part. Basically, middle schooler. lusting over girls. We're listening to the
It's
whole thing. I guess.
fun.
Okay, good. That's good.
Like,
That's fun.
yeah.
This is about Sarah. Yeah.
Aww.
So I never knew her name when we first met.
Yeah.
I knew her sister named Jenny. Oh, it's so hard to hit any of those notes.
I think it's cute.
Okay, but
It's
does it
adorable.
fit with the other stuff? The verdict's out on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's catchy.
It's fun. It's catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like the other ones are also fun and catchy.
but not
Not in the same way.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna table that one. And you're right. Like at the
It
beginning.
can always be a single. It doesn't have to be part of the album or whatever.
Oh, but it'll go on my artist page.
Yeah.
I've only got like 3 songs on there now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put in songs that are like, oh, this guy's basically just writing kid songs.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm towing the line on kid songs right now.
That could be your encore when you start touring.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, you asked
This
for
is
it.
a deep cut.
Right.
Deep cut that
Here we
nobody's
go.
ever heard of before.
This is about the times all the women have done me wrong. Here we go.
Starting
Back when I
from
wear the buckle
5th
fire.
grade. Yeah, right?
But there you go. So good. You feel the same way I do about it. And yeah, the beat's off at the beginning.
At the beginning.
I don't know if it's the drums need shifted or what, but anyway.
Yeah.
I'll talk
Talk to your producer.
to my producer on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is not me, by the way.
Not her. It is me.
I got fired. So.
So, oh my gosh, we're coming up on 53 minutes.
And look, we've talked about so many drugs.
We've covered many. There's many drugs left to cover, so we've got so many
Assisted
more
murders.
episodes. I can't wait for next week's real
We're like,
estate
this
review.
is terrible. I know. Hopefully I show a house that's not crack apartment.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one that I'm going to show today is weird. So I'm intrigued.
Where's it at?
Clarks Hill.
Okay.
It's like a 6-bedroom. It's, I think it used to be like I'm trying to think, like a boarding house for teachers or something.
Okay.
There's like some weird history about it.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll see.
Okay. And your people are looking for a boarding house?
Yeah, apparently. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're just kind of getting antsy. They want some room. They need a few, at least like 3 or 4 bedrooms, probably closer to 4. So like 6, it's like, playrooms.
Yeah.
So
How many? What's the square footage of this house?
I think it's like 3,000 square feet
Okay.
or like high 2s.
Mm-hmm.
So
So a lot of little rooms, like a lot.
I'm
of,
assuming so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it's a boarding house, I would think maybe some common rooms, but like tiny bedrooms.
a boarding house for nuns.
I mean,
I wish all-
teachers, but that's basically nuns.
Oh, you said teachers. Where am I coming up with nuns?
I have no idea.
That's what I just envisioned. That's my like fantasy. Apparently, I don't think like as much of a fantasy as that may sound like if you're directing a porn flick. I don't think
like
it's
Catholic
a
schoolgirl?
Yeah, I don't
No.
think it's like a fantasy that any
Is
grown
yours.
man should actually have. Like,
No.
a house full of nuns probably isn't as sexy as what it sounds.
They've taken a vow. They're not going anywhere near
No.
that.
No, and they've got no desire to be appealing to anybody either, you know?
No, that's why they're wearing the sacks.
Yeah. You don't have to get all sexed up for God. Right?
He does not care.
Yeah. So why do so many like evangelical people wear so much makeup and everything? Sorry, evangelicals, if we have any.
It's like you're.
I'm not faith bashing. I'm just
curious.
wondering about the makeup why it's so
Applications.
prevalent in that
And
religion.
evangelicals. What do you think an evangelical is?
Someone who puts a lot of makeup on.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking
No,
like
yeah.
Tammy Faye Baker. That's guess that's where I'm.
Who is that?
I don't know if the name is right, but she, was a famous TV evangelist. Evangelist. Oh my God, we are not.
Evangelist.
We are not hot.
I put
We're
the
not
wrong
drunk.
emphasis on the wrong
I
syllable.
did. Absolutely. I messed that up.
Yeah, you did that on purpose, though, I feel like.
I did, and I messed it up badly on purpose.
Even worse than you anticipated.
Yeah.
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 We wore ourselves out.
I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you wore out as well. And
They quit listening a long time
they did. But if in case you're just now waking up, you can go back through and hit all the segments. We had what segment?
Assisted murder.
Assisted murder segment.
Drugs.
Drug segment. Well, real estate review / drugs. And then the lucid dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
I had the fuck up story or the fuck up segment. You'll just have to go back through and look.
Yeah. It's all for you.
Yeah, it's all for you.
This is why we're naming this. Don't worry, it gets worse.
Yes. So, okay. Well, thank you.
Yes.
For
and
listening.
also, we have stickers still. So if you want a sticker, email or DM us your address, and we'll send you out a sticker or 2 or 3. And then also, if you could send me your pictures of where you stuck your stickers, that would be super fun. We were on a car. We're on a car.
I got to get mine on the car, too. On my car.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We're on a car.
Sweet. Whose was that?
Some of my clients.
Nice.
Yeah. They're super fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Home slice.
Goodbye. Maybe.
Click.
Maybe bye.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.